Ready?
Wherever, yeah. What's
All
up?
right, here we go. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Hank Thibodeau, owner of Widowmaker Custom Design and Repair in Rougemont, North Carolina. I do motorcycle repair and fabrication, one-off handmade parts and bikes, tires and service and everything in between.
You know where you're from?
My name is Jimmy Glenn. Living originally from Durham. Live here in Percy County now. Work here in the Widowmaker shop with Hank Thibodeau and Patrick Murphy. My title basically is I'm just a fetch and hold it. Don't have as much experience in this as they do, but I have the best I can. Proud to work with them. They're great guys. We have an excellent shop. They do fantastic work building unique and unusual motorcycles, quite often at the request of the customer's design. Quite often, as the customer says, just do it. We do that. Very, very nice place to be working at. The camaraderie between all three of us is great. We joke, we laugh, we are serious, we have an enjoyable time doing the type of work that we do. We are interested in getting into the bike build off basically because we just want to expand our coverage of what we can do here in this small shop and how well we can do it with what we got to work with. And I think that being in this build off would be an asset to everybody concerned, even us. And I'm proud to be a part of it, and I thank Hank for letting me be a part of it. And we'd like to give it a shot, see what we can do with it.
So what's the worst part about working with Hank?
Oh, the worst part of working with Hank? Well, I don't know of any much really, except for at times when he runs into a little snag and has problems, he is a little temperamental, but that's to be expected from people with his talents and abilities, you know? But always worry around that, and of course he probably has a lot of things that he has to put up with me. So, but we get over all of that. I mean, we don't have any problem with it. And of course then if to release our frustrations, we always have Patrick here. We take it out on him.
You done choking your chicken?
No. Oh man, I just keep smearing shit.
Patrick, I might give it a shot.
I mean, you got something all over your arm.
I know.
So how'd you meet Hank?
Actually, I met Hank through a boy I used to work with. He brought me out there to meet him. I had got my motorcycle, and he had told me he knew somebody that could work on it. So I come out there. We actually met at a Pizza Hut in Creedmoor, and hung out, ate some pizza, and the dude I met him through, he disappeared. Never really talked to him much more, and I've known Hank ever since. 6 years later, I mean, pretty much my best friend, next to my brother. So I mean, I'm always out here helping out in the shop, raking leaves in Jimmy's yard, helping Dawson with stuff, playing with Dawson, eat dinner up at their house. I mean, it's just been a close relationship ever since. So now it's got even closer since I've been working out here. So, I mean, it's different. Definitely different working with your best friend. Between seeing people with the t-shirts, I mean, the handlebars and stuff like that, I mean, everybody can pick him out of the crowd. I mean, and it's, when you go up to a bar or go anywhere and they see you pull up on the bike, or they see you working on wearing one of his t-shirts, the first thing they ask is, "Hey man, when do you think he can get my bike in, or do you think he can do this, or how do you think he can work this in?" I mean, you take care of the people that take care of you. I mean, you got to make a living somehow, and if you take care of the customers that help you make their living, then next thing you know, they're going to bring it back to you. So, good place to work. You ride down, you're just creeping down amongst the people down Fayetteville Street, and they're scratching their head like, there ain't no way he rode it over here. I'm like, yeah, we did. About 100 miles an hour we rode over here. I mean, it's an aggressive attitude. I mean, that's how we look at it. I mean, same thing when he built my bike. I mean, it's, everybody scratches their head and says it can't be comfortable, and I mean, it looks cool, but you couldn't ride it 200 miles up to the mountains. Dude, I can ride it wherever I want to. Nothing looks cooler than skating along on the barely off the asphalt. I mean, making people wonder how you're gonna make it through that turn. I mean, and that's where people scratch their heads on some of his bikes, because we've rolled them out of a parking lot, and I've had to get off my bike to pick up the ass end of his bike to get it out of the parking lot because it sits so low. I mean, and going out of the garage here. I mean, you're not an inch off the ground and you're dragging. I mean, and that's what we think is cool. I mean, we don't really care too much about if we like people to like our bikes, but I mean, if you don't think it's comfortable to you, or you don't think it's your style, then it is what it is. I mean, everybody has their own style. This is ours. We want to make it look like it's going to hurt you when you get on it. I mean, and as you can look at some of his bikes, you see, I mean, you might get impaled by something, because there's spikes, there's sharp points. I mean, and I mean, if you fall off of it, you ain't got far to fall, because I mean, you're sitting on the ground. So that's where we stick to.
Dawson's Jimmy's, Hank's son?
Hank's son.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody
So
pretty
what?
much refers to us as on the same level. He's 11 and I'm 34, but we can still get along.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hey, buddy. Oh, that was cool. You do better today? Okay. All right, you got 2 minutes. You want to do your interview real quick? No, go ahead and you do it.
He is a good man to be working with because he always works on it. He's very trustworthy. You can always trust on him to figure out what the problem is with the bike. And he's always coming up with new ideas, new cool ideas. He's always putting up poker-ons, giving out trophies, helping everybody. And he just works on stuff constantly throughout the day. He's just here and he works here and may not look like much, but he gets a lot done.
What's your favorite bike, buddy?
My favorite bike?
What I built.
The Musha Zuzi bike.
No one said that?
The Musha Zuzi bike. Right there, the short. That was my favorite because of the headlight. I like how the headlight has the spikes and the intake, and it's so low.
Let's go sit on it.
I just never seen a bike like that before.
Got it?
Good.
There we go.
Hey, hold it. Come on, let go. You got it? There you go.
I can't think of anything that's not positive about being here because I've been riding motorcycles since 1959, but I've never really been a real, what I would call a motorcycle mechanic until Hank arrived and I got involved with him, and I've learned as much as I can from him about working with motorcycles and especially in the design. And I would say the best part of being a part of this is sometimes at night, we'll sit around at night here in the shop and we might break a beer or something and talk about and discuss what has gone on that day and what we think of it and what everybody's opinion is of it. And then we will venture into the problems that we anticipate for tomorrow for different projects.
My specialty would probably be thinking outside the box would really be it.
So you just don't do standard stuff you see on TV all the time. You do
Different.
different.
I don't.
Is that your mantra? You want to do different.
Exactly. I want customers to bring a bike here, and when they get done, they can feel comfortable that they can go anywhere. Nobody else got the crap on their bike that they have on theirs.
Do you get a lot of input from your customers and find out what they want or how they feel about things before you build a bike? Or
Yes.
So you communicate quite a bit with your customers.
Very intensely.
How long have you been doing this?
This year will make, actually this past July, this past July made us the official 10 years.
10 years.
Right here in this little shop for 10 years.
How's your reputation with other builders and customers and things like this?
Good. One of my goals is to not leave anybody with anything negative to say in any way, shape, or form. I always go out of my way to make sure that everybody's got something positive to say. I do compete. I haven't competed in a little while. I go out of my way to actually make my bikes obtainable. I don't build, when we're talking about like a Widowmaker bike, I don't build a $100,000 bike. I build an obtainable bike. We establish a budget, and I give them the absolute most that they can possibly get for their dollar. I want them to be completely as excited about the job as I am when I'm performing the job. That's my goal.
Competition. How do you compare against other builders in this area, and what makes you different at this shop?
Honesty. I'm not saying that other shops are dishonest or out to steal people's money.
Is that what makes you better than everyone, or is it your honesty plus your work?
Well, I don't think I'm any better than anybody else. I think what we offer here is something that other places can't offer, especially dealerships or things like that. People come here because they want to speak to the person that's working on their bike. They want a warm fuzzy about what's happening with their bike. They're not calling and talking to a secretary and a shop foreman and all that stuff. They're coming here and they're talking to me, and I give them the straight up, this is what's going on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Am I directly affected by other shops? Yeah, no.
Well, hold on. Let me throw this hypothetical here. So say you're on the show, right? And you got another guy you never met before, some guy from California, and you got one set of wrenches between the two of you, and you got to like put together a carburetor in a half hour or something like that.
I won't beat him down. I was talking to somebody else about the other day, and this sounds so very chickish, but this is my American Idol. This is my opportunity. I've worked and built this business. Jimmy and I, my wife and my son, my mother-in-law, we've built this business from ground up, from absolutely nothing. From a day when I would leave this shop, I had one lift, I had one bike on the lift, and I would leave the shop and lock that door and I go, man, I wish I could get some more business. To now, when I clock the shop up, it takes me 30 minutes to pull all the bikes in before I can leave because I got so much business. And it's not because I'm going out and I'm stabbing other shops in the back. It's because I have an honest and for true feeling about what I do. I genuinely care for what I do. And I want to share that, my enthusiasm in what we do here with everybody else. And I want to show everybody else, I want to show the world, hey, this is Widowmaker. We're a little rinky-dink podunk shop about in the middle of frickin' nowhere. Hey, more rattle in everybody's cages. You know, I mean, okay. In the world that I'm living in, and in the fact that, you know, I've got a couple $100,000 in tools, and I buy all my tools on a regular basis, and I have what I need around me.
Yeah.
What you do, fart in your pants? Jeez. Edit that out.
Don't cut that.
Cut. The hat was on a roll too. You know, he was on a roll.
He already cut it.
He already cut it, that's right. Hell, we can all just crack one off here. Yeah. Oh, what were you saying? I don't know.
So we have a long time.
So, well, in this particular, in here, you know, I'm in my own controlled little world. I've got all my tools. I've got what I need. Now, if it came down to a competitive point or a competitive edge of, I've got to have this to, I hate to say live or die, but if I've got to have this to win the competition, well, that person's got to get it. Well, either one of two things either got to happen. Either I've got to get that tool, or use my resources like I normally do and build the tool that I need. And that's a lot of times what I do. You know, some of the best tools I have are not tools that I've bought. Some of the best tools I have are tools that I've made. And you can't buy them. So, yeah, I mean, to answer that, you know, I use a Marine saying. Marine saying is that, and I've never been in the military, but Marine saying is I've done so much for so long with so little I can do anything with nothing. That's the best way I can sum it up.
And we do that because sometimes people say it's really amazing that we do this out of such a small shop.
Yeah.
Because we innovate.
You made that here?
We use resources that we have to accomplish what we need to do. And Hank's made a bunch of those. And it just works.
Tell us a little bit about your community here. I mean, you've mentioned you're out in the country and all that, but
well,
talk a little bit about your environment.
We live way out in the country. We still kind of pipe sunlight out here. To this day, I still don't think we don't have cable out here.
It's a very unique community.
To say the least.
People out here in our area,
Point us out of church.
and it's a pretty good range, are people of trust, people that care about one another, people that look out to one another. And we're in an excellent area because people are like that. I moved out of Durham because people are not like that over there. Out here, people accept you for what you are, they work with you for what you do, and they're great people.
Tell us a little bit about your charity ride, your annual event, and
We do.
how you select what your charity is going to be, I guess the way to put it.
We, every year, for the last 8 years, we've done local charity poker runs. And I know everybody needs something, and I'll give anybody anything. But every year I do an annual charity poker run, and I give everything that I make off that poker run to a local family. I choose a local family, always with a child that's either ailing, been in a car accident, or whatever, a child that needs something. And we take everything that we gain from that day and we give it to that family. We don't take anything off the top. If it costs me $2,000, $3,000, it costs me $2,000, $3,000. If I raise $5,000 in a day, I give that family $5,000. You know, I don't care what it costs me. I don't care if what we raise is the same amount that it cost me. Then I still give them the same amount of money. Now, when it comes to a Widowmaker bike, and when it comes to that, it starts out with 1,000 ideas, and it literally changes 100 times throughout the whole process. You know, I'll start out with, oh man, the bike's gonna be this, and it's gonna be this, and it's gonna be this, and then all of a sudden, the bike, literally to me, comes to life.
So you try to combine form and function.
Oh yeah. Well, and when I'm building the bike, it becomes, I'm feeling what I'm doing. I'm going, okay, looking at, okay, we're going this direction with the bike, and these products aren't going to look right on the bike because there's nothing else that matches with it. It's not a bunch of shit that you buy out of the JP Cycles and Track Special catalog. Oh, it's pretty chrome. Fuck that. Just build the bike, and the bike literally comes together all by itself.
So kind of wrap it up. Tell us why you think you're going to win it.
We're different.
Better.
It's, you know, in my opinion, I think we have something to offer that nobody else has to offer in what we do. I think we have a strong chance in winning. I believe I can win because, you know, like Patrick said the other day, we don't think outside the box. The box, we threw it away a long time ago. Every time I build a new bike, I build a whole new box. And that bike was outside the box. And you know, that bike is really left field. And I've got to go even further than that for this bike to build off, and in an extremely short amount of period of time. Will I do it? Shit, I don't know. Will I try? Hell yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it everything I got to make sure that it happens. All I can do is try.
You still look forward to coming to work every day?
You know, honestly, and I've told several customers this, if it was absolutely possible, and this is as honest a statement that I could possibly make, and it could potentially bite me in the ass, but it's the most honest statement that I make. If I could physically, financially get away with the fact of not charging anything for what I do, I'd do it for free. I really would. However, I'm like everybody else. I've got to pay bills. I've got debt. I'm up to debt in my eyeballs. But you know, that's part of life, and you know, but that's why I only charge what I charge an hour. That's why I undercut all my competitors by half. It's because I genuinely, I love what I do every single day. There's not a day that I go, oh man, shit, I gotta go to work.
Could you recommend?
Why would you guys win this rather than anybody else that's competing?
Because we're better. We're Hank is good at designing, building, making. He does fantastic work. It's uncomparable.
And what's the motivation for winning?
The motivation for here, our motivation is to build and design some of the most unique bikes that you'll ever see on the road, and know that when the customer gets on it, that they are totally safe, it's built well, and they can depend on it to ride and do what they want to. It's not just something that you're going to put on a shelf. We build ours to ride, not to sit in the glass case.